another interesting session regarding the Education USA cohorts. So we know, guys, that not many of you know that Education USA has cohorts of students that are prepared to apply for different degrees in the United States. But first of all, I would just like to point out that Education USA Virtual is here to assist you with your studies in the US. We have Education USA advisors spread in all the regions, so you can find yours accessing our website or accessing the general website of Education USA. And today, as I've said previously, we have an invitee and other interesting speakers. We have two alumnas that are going to share their experience of being participants of this wonderful Education USA cohorts. And I would like to introduce and give the floor to my colleague, Anisa Hojieva. So she's responsible specifically about the undergraduate cohorts, and she will tell us more about how you guys can benefit of the participation in this cohort and what are the application requirements when you would join such a cohort. Please submit your questions in the chat. Otherwise, in case if you didn't manage to join us during this session, you can also leave your questions and use our email address to address additional questions. Also, I would like to say that my colleague Anisa has maybe some internet issues, so please don't be stressed about the fact if she will not be able to join. So I will put the presentation here on the screen, and there you can also view some information about Education USA cohorts. And as I've said, Education USA has representatives in more than 175 countries, and we offer accurate, comprehensive, and up-to-date information. On our website, you can find courses, you can find a lot of articles that can benefit you in the application process. Okay, so as I can see, my colleague Anisa definitely has some internet issues, and I will take over the presentation so we can, we can help you with the application process, and we can give you more information on the cohorts that Education USA is currently running. So, okay, and we have Anisa. I'm not really sure if she will be able to join us, but let's try. Hi, Anisa.
Hi, everyone. Very sorry. Happy International Education Week. My name is Anisa. I work for EducationUSA as Alina and everyone in the team. And I know you guys know a lot about Education USA, about our services that we advise and consult about higher education. But also we have cohorts. We have cohort programs that we lead in every country that we work. And today I want to share just more information about what kind of cohorts we have, what are the goals of those cohorts, and then at the end, you will hear some real true stories of people participating in those cohorts. Okay, so let's just start. I'm sure most of you know the definition of the cohort, but if you don't, just to remind you, cohort, it's a focused group of students. Basically, they're a focused group of students who work together on certain things. But when we talk about Education USA cohorts, for EduSA, it means that we have a focus group of students with whom we work for a certain period of time. And our main goal is to support them throughout their journey of applying to US institutions. We have different cohorts, and thus we have different goals, specific goals for each cohort. But if we talk about general goals, the biggest goal that all of our cohorts have is actually to help our students maximize their success. So the goal of the cohorts is to increase their acceptance rates at US colleges and universities. Also, our next cohort is to enhance their readiness. Next goal, is to enhance their readiness, meaning that we want to make sure our students are ready, both academically and culturally, to study in the United States. And last but not the least, we want to make sure we build the leadership and confidence in our students. So we encourage them to participate, take part in different extracurriculars, and showcase their leadership, right? If we talk about the type of cohorts we have, you can see them on your screens, but in short, We have undergraduate and graduate cohorts. So we help students apply for bachelor's, associate degrees, or to do like post bachelor studies like master's and PhDs. We also have a cohort of opportunity fund students, where we actually provide financial support to the best students in the region. And last but not the least, we have regional cohorts, where we work with students from different regions as part of one cohort. And I will be telling about each cohort in more details now. Next slide, please. So our, I would say, very new cohorts, but maybe not new, but like not as known cohorts as some of the countries have. We call them pre-CCC, pre-college competitive club groups, or early birds program. As the name can tell you, it means early birds. We are working with younger students, right? We are working with younger students, but with younger high school students. And our main goal here is to help them to prepare for more advanced programs. Like it's like a foundational program. And the focus areas of the Early Birds or CCC programs are English language skills development, introduction to U.S. higher education, extracurricular involvement, study habits, and independence. So these are country cohorts. They exist in many countries in Central Asia, in Eurasia. If you come from any of those countries, please reach out to your Education USA Advising Center and ask whether this program exists. If it does, it's usually short term, around 3 to 6 months, and for younger students. So you can be in grade 8 or 9, and you can participate in the program. The program is very interactive because it focuses on your extracurricular involvement, on your study habits, and English language. And it's a good foundational program if you want to keep working with EducationUSA further. I guess the best, one of the best benefits, not only of this cohort, but of all cohorts that we have, it's networking, right? You meet the same minded students and you become friends. You have common goals, and it's easier to work and achieve those when you're part of a certain group or cohort. That's why Early Birds is our program for our younger students, maybe not as known, but it's also a very good program to consider if your goals to study in the US, if you're very confident in those goals and you are you started thinking about that in a very young age. If you're in grade 7 or 8 and you want to start working with EducationUSA, this is a good program to consider. Next, I think the most known program that we have in all our countries, it's College Competitive Club. This program has different names. Somewhere it's called College Competitive Club. Somewhere it's called College Prep Club. Somewhere it's called Leadership Club. But the main goal of this program is to help our students to apply for undergraduate program in the United States. So undergraduate programs meaning either associate degrees or bachelor's degrees, right? So this program, we work with high school seniors and juniors, those who are in their final years in school, and those who have strong academic performance and leadership potential and are very confident in their decisions to study in the United States. This program is more intense. It's longer. It's about 9 to 14 months, depending on the country you're applying to. And we have main 4 focus areas. The first area is U.S. college application process, where we teach you on how to apply to universities in the U.S. We teach you how to write essays, motivational papers, how to prepare for the standardized tests like SAT, ACT, TOEFL, IELTS. The majority of our cohorts do have tutors who work with you and help you to prepare for these programs. Another area would be leadership and community service development. So these cohorts would encourage you to participate in extracurriculars. Some of the cohorts will give you those opportunities, will connect you with the right programs or with the right people, so you can actually have more of extracurriculars or volunteering in your resume. And last but not the least, we do care about soft skills. So all of the cohorts like CCC, you will definitely have sessions on developing your soft skills like communication skills, presentation skills, networking, and so on. If we talk about the features of this program, it's a group workshop. So a lot of sessions are taught in form of the lecture of a workshop. Also, all of these undergraduate cohorts would provide you with personalized advising, meaning that you will be meeting your advisor frequently and you will be discussing your application journey with your advisor frequently. You will have a lot of guest speakers because our cohorts, it's not like the first year or the second year. CCC, it's one of the most known and I think very, I don't want to say old, but it's established program, right? So in some countries we celebrate the 10th year of the CCC or even more. That's why we have a lot of alumni, and participating in the cohorts like that will give you the opportunity to actually meet those students who went through the same program and already studying in the US universities, maybe have graduated already. So it's a great program to consider if you want to, if you're very confident in your decision to study in the US. It's a big commitment as well because, as I said, it's intensive. So you're going to meet at least twice per week. You will have sessions at least twice per week. You will have homeworks, right? So you'll have additional assignments, but it's definitely worth it because the result you will get after participating in this program, it's actually your dream to come true, right? To study in the US. And what's even better about all the cohorts I'm going to tell you today, they all are like free of charge. So you don't even pay to participate in the program. But that's why, because it's free, it doesn't mean that you can just, like skip sessions. No, even though it's free, our advisors do require 100% of attendance, initiation, participation. That's why please note that if you want to participate in this program and achieve those results, you have to be committed to do that. But it's a great program to participate, and great news, all of the countries in our region, Central Asia and Eurasia, we're going to be recruiting very soon. So the recruiting for this program will start on January 10th. So stay tuned, sign up to all social media pages of EducationUSA advising centers for your country. Sign up for our page and you will be able to receive those notifications about when we start recruiting for this program. Okay, thank you. And next one. So as I said, we have those country cohorts, right? So CCC, for instance, Tajikistan, CCC Georgia. When you study with peers from your own country, you have one country or two country advisors with whom you work, and this is happening within your country, within your maybe city or country, within your advising center. However, we also have regional undergraduate cohorts, and we call it College Competitive Club Congress. And this program brings together students from our cohorts, but from all the countries in the region. Right now, our CCC Congress has 11 participating countries. So at the CCC Congress, we have students coming from 11 countries, and they all study together. So the CCC Congress is a complementary program to your country cohort, to your country CCC or CPC. However, like to participate in the regional cohort, you have to participate in your country cohort first. You either have to be a current student or an alumni, but you have to be involved in EducationUSA cohorts. And when participating in the regional cohort, the biggest benefit that you receive is actually this network, right? It's not just now students from your own country, but it's now students from 10 more countries applying together with you to US universities. And when you have more people to work with, when your network is bigger, you actually get more ideas, you can get more information about different universities, different chances, plus you can get more opinions when it comes, for instance, to help you to review your application, to review your essays, and so on and so on. I always say it's much better to have 2 or 3 tutors or advisors rather than one when it comes to application process, because every opinion important when it comes to reviewing your application, to reading your essay, to reading your extracurriculars, right? That's why CCC Congress gives you this chance, because now you will have not only your country advisor, but you also will have your regional advisor, plus you will have your regional tutors. If we talk about the biggest highlights of the CCC Congress program, it would be, as I mentioned, the network, the regional collaboration, right? The cross-regional collaboration. You're meeting students from more than 10 countries. Our sessions are also very interactive. They are designed as lectures or workshops, and we cover like same topics as U.S. university application process, U.S. culture, student life, soft skills, and career orientation. But as I mentioned earlier, it's complementary. So we're not going to discuss the basics of U.S. application, but we're going to add up to the information you have received. For instance, when it comes to U.S. application process, you will be talking more about what happens after you are in the university, okay? How your sessions are structured, who grades you, how the grading is happening, or for instance, what it means to live in the U.S. dorm, right? What kind of rooms you have there. And all of the information you receive, it's actually are taught by current U.S. university students. So you will have, we call them mentors, or you can call them tutors. They all are current U.S. university students. They study in different U.S. universities, so they can provide you with different perspective of studying in the U.S., but it's actual. And that's why participating in the Congress will add up to the information you have received already from your country cohort. And last but not the least, because you work with U.S. current students, you also will receive mentorship from them, which is very important when it comes to applying to the United States, because sometimes I think it's much easier to ask a question, not from an advisor, but from someone who is maybe a few years older than you and already studying in the U.S., and you just feel more confident or maybe less pressure asking questions from them. But again, to participate in the Congress, first of all, you have to participate in your country cohorts, because when we recruit for the Congress, we recruit internally only throughout our advising centers. That's why, again, if you want to make sure you're part of this program, first of all, apply to your country cohorts, sign up to all the pages you guys have, your country cohorts have at USA advising centers have, so you can get more information and don't miss these great opportunities. Okay, next one, please. Okay, good. The next cohort that we have, it's different. It's graduate cohort, right? And for those of you who don't know what graduate means, graduate education, it's education that you receive after you get your bachelor's degree. So for instance, if you're right now studying in the university and you're doing your bachelor's and you're thinking about applying to master's program in the US or maybe PhD program in the US, then graduate cohorts is the right cohort for you to apply and to consider. Not all the countries in our region have graduate cohorts, but the good news is that very soon we will announce the regional graduate cohort. So you can be a student from any 11 countries from in Central Asia and Eurasia and apply for the regional graduate cohort. Our target audience would be final year undergraduate students, or those, for instance, who are working individuals but who strongly want to study in the United States and do their master's program, right? And what would be the benefit, the focus areas of the graduate programs? So graduate programs, we will work with you, to help you to identify the programs you want to apply, maybe research programs, also find potential mentors, because when it comes to graduate studies, it's very important not just to select the university, but know what you're going to research, what you're going to do, what the research would be about in order to select the right university. Also, the big focus would be to work on your statement of purpose, because for graduate school, it's actually very important, and you have to know exactly why are you completing this degree, what do you want to do, and in order to present it well, you have to know how to write those essays. Next focus area, of course, will be as standardized tests. It's not only the undergraduate levels which require the test, it's also the graduate degrees. English test will be same for everyone, but for instance, the assessment test will be different. For graduate students, it's either GRE or GMAT, which is very different, which is more complicated. And that's why if you participate in our cohorts, you will know exactly where to research, for instance, which resources to use to prepare to those programs. And last but not the least, there will be a lot of discussion about scholarships and funding applications, because it actually will give you a small secret, much easier to secure yourself a scholarship for the graduate program rather than undergraduate. And by participating at our cohorts, you will learn about that, right? You will learn about where to search, what is the fellowship programs, what are the assistantship programs. All of that information will be available to you if you participate in our graduate cohort. So the duration of the program is different. We have countries, for instance, in Armenia, you can find a graduate cohort. In Belarus, you can find a graduate cohort. So it's different from country to country, but we also will have a regional cohort, as I said, and know that it's about 6 to 9 months commitment if you want to participate in the graduate cohorts. As I said, we will be announcing about the regional graduate cohort very soon. That's why, again, please make sure to sign up to all our pages. You can see them on your screen. Follow us on social media so you will learn about those opportunities first. Thank you. The next, last but not the least, right? Very interesting, very, I think, brilliant program that EducationUSA has. It's called Opportunity Funds Program, Breaking Barriers, right? So Opportunity Funds Program, the objective of the program is to provide financial and advisory support to high-achieving, long-income students, enabling them to apply and to attend U.S. universities. When it comes to applying to U.S. universities, sometimes money can be an issue because in the moment when you're applying to university, right, the process of application requires funds. You have to take the tests, which also cost you some money. You have to pay application fees, which also cost you some money. That's why, in order to break that barrier, to make sure that doesn't stop high achieving students from our region, EducationUSA has Opportunity Funds Program. This program is available not at every country, but it's available almost in all countries where we work. So you have to double check the information with your EducationUSA Advising Center. So if you have EducationUSA Advising Center in your city, in your country, email them, ask whether they have Opportunity Funds Program. And if they do, please make sure learn about the eligibility requirements, because it can be different for different countries in how to secure your spot for Opportunity Funds Program. But in short, if you participate in Opportunity Funds Program, Opportunity Funds Program will provide you with financial assistantship. So we will cover your application fees, testing fees, visa costs, and travel costs for some countries. But Opportunity Funds does not cover your tuition costs. Please remember that, right? So Opportunity Funds is your during the application process. These are funds you can use during your application process. This is not the funds you will be using to pay your tuition fees or living expenses. No. However, if you need to pay your application fees, we can help you with that. If you need to pay your test fees, we can help you with that. For instance, if you live in small city and the test happening in the capital of your country and you need to travel there, Opportunity Funds also can cover that, as well as visa fees. If you are part of the Opportunity Funds Program, you will have a lot of individualized advising throughout your application process. Not only will be helping you financially, but advisors will be working closely with you to make sure you do submit your applications, that your applications are strong, that you can secure yourself a spot at the U.S. university. And also, the goal of the Opportunity Funds Program is not only to get accepted to the university, but also help you to get accepted with a generous financial aid, right? Because if money caused you an issue during the application process, it also means that you need a good financial support while you're studying in the US. That's why it's a great program to consider. And last but not the least, I think I will be saying it many times, but the biggest advantage of all the EducationUSA cohorts, it's your peers, it's your network. It's students you work with, it's peers you meet. That's why at any program you participate, at any cohort you participate as part of a EducationUSA cohort, the biggest advantage would be meeting the same like-minded people who have same goals as you, who apply to universities together with you, who go through the same journey, which means it's much, I believe that if you have people with the same goals, you guys can keep, motivate each other, keep encourage each other to continue your application, because sometimes it can be very stressful, right? You can get discouraged in the middle of the process. But if you have a group of people who are doing the same thing as you, it's much easier. You have more energy to do that. And last but not least, this program is also have been with in the USA now for quite long. That's why we have established alumni, and you will receive the guidance from them as well. Okay, I think that was it from my side. I shared all the information I could about the cohorts. If you have any questions, please ask them in the chat. We will be happy to respond to them at the end.
And we already have them. Thank you so much, Anisa. Thank you very much for all the details. I am more than sure that the students who have watched us at this time, they would be really inspired to follow up us and to follow up for the date when our cohorts will start the application process. So yes, as Anisa said, stay tuned, sign up for our social media. We will also send you newsletters, but for that, we need to know that you are also really interested, to participate in this cohorts. And if you want additional details, you can also ask your Education USA advisors. Okay, so as Anisa said, we also have here two students, two alumnus of the cohorts for the undergraduate degree, and specifically for the CCC Congress and for the Competitive College Club. So we will start first with Amina from Azerbaijan, and I have here her in the presentation, so you can see here that Amina is a first-year student in Azerbaijan, and she will share with us about her experience being a participant of the CCC Congress. Thank you so much, Amina, for making time joining us today. We really appreciate that you are able to share your story with us. And I have prepared some questions, but maybe you guys who are watching us online, you can ask additional questions, maybe more practical, and maybe, some like-minded questions. So first of the first question that I think it has to be done, it has to be addressed to you, is how has participating in the Competitive College Club Congress impacted your college application process? And if you can just share when you joined CCC Congress and what was the result in the end, what it gave to you.
Yeah, sure. So as Anisa mentioned, in order to join the CCC Congress, you first need to be the part of your country's CCC. And I was a part of the CCC last year, so I'm alumni. I was in the cohort of 23-24. And that year, I also applied to the CCC Congress, and I got selected. So both of them was last year, and I graduated from both of those programs. I would say that it really affected well, because I remember our first sessions with our mentors. We were searching about that, as you asked, application process, which universities, what extracurriculars we should have, how many scores we need for each, let's say, faculty or for the university specific. And while we were researching that, basically it's the process that you need to do on your own when you're applying. But with the Congress, we were doing it in groups, and it was much more funnier and much more easier, because we divided all the parts between people in the group. And while we were researching, we were also sharing our opinions and our experiences. For example, I want to, let's say, study in Japan, and in the group, someone has a friend or acquaintance who studies at Japan, and we shared our experiences, their thoughts, what real life is, which challenges they are facing, how they're trying to overcome. So that was a real great program for me. Yeah.
Okay, good. So I just want you to clarify at this moment, because I see that we are already getting questions about that. So you've graduated last year from the CCC Congress. What were your next steps? Yeah. Was it last year when you've applied for studies in the US? And how has that influenced? What impact had the participation specifically?
Yes, I applied and I got accepted to some universities and with a scholarship, but I chose to be a gap. I took a gap year, and I will apply this year too. And I think that there is no risks, or there will be no limitations, because I wanted to get accepted to the university that I wanted. Of course, I wrote all the universities that I wanted, but I'm kind of having the personality that I don't settle for less. So if I know that I can achieve better, I can wait a little, and while waiting, I can do and achieve great things, better things. So that's why I chose to be a gap year student and applied here to universities. And currently, I also start again that a little bit overwhelming process of collecting all the documents, writing personal statement essays, and yes.
Okay, good luck with that. And that's a great story, by the way, guys, because we have many students that have been participants of Education USA cohorts. And even though they haven't succeeded to be accepted to their dream university, to their best fit university, as we are saying from the first time, they would try again and again and again. And even though they wouldn't make it for their bachelor degree, they would apply for their master or their PhD. So please be motivated. Just tailor your application. Maybe that gap year would definitely increase your chances. So this is not a bad thing. And this week we've had a lot of webinars with representatives from universities that were saying that this is not a thing to worry when they are reviewing your application, even though you would take that gap year. Okay, the next question that I have for you, Amina, is related about the most valuable resources and opportunities you've encountered during this program, and how did it influenced? So maybe you can compare it to your to the education you are getting right now. Does it? How much is that background has influenced you, and do you feel a difference with your peers at this moment?
Okay. I just wanted to elaborate more on the previous question you asked. So,
Sure.
being about the gap year student, it's really not that dangerous. And as you mentioned in the first slide, I study here and I study environmental engineering. So I took a gap year, and I'm from Azerbaijan, so we are now holding the COP during now. And from the universities, I attend a lot of sessions. We are having there a stand. We are meeting with guests, having conversations with experts that are usually, for example, they are university professors and they're not approachable. But now here in COP, we can easily communicate and share our thoughts, get their insights, and get their feedbacks. And that's a great thing. And if I, let's say, got accepted to university and I accepted the offer, I could have missed this chance. So it is an example that, okay, maybe for sometimes things can go hard, but it doesn't mean that it's the end. So I just wanted to say that it's a real example. So it's not a story that we're telling, but it's a reality. And
For sure.
yes, for the question, I would say that we are still keeping in touch with some students from the last year Congress cohort, and we together applied to many scholarships, like both universities and the programs or short courses offered by universities. And last year, I remember a lot of students from Azerbaijan, they also from the CCC, we joined the Congress. And while during the group projects, group works, we applied to, let's say, for example, AFS. It was an intercultural program and related to STEM. So I saw a lot of people with my peers from the CCC Congress as well there. And if I would compare, I would say that my English, it really became better, because here we don't have that much access to native speakers. Even though, for example, I was part of the Baka American Center here and I was going to events, even I was a trainee there at Makerspace, I was teaching. And this was a great chance for me actually to improve my English, because we are having there native speakers or guests. And after joining the C, because the language of the program was English and we were communicating in English. We were doing research for every sessions. We had different contexts, and they were giving us homeworks. And while doing that, we were doing research, and it also improved my vocabulary and, of course, my also accent and speaking skills. So I think that that's
great.
the first thing that I can compare.
Great. And Anisa already mentioned that within the CCC Congress, those sessions are given by interns. So those are students who are doing their bachelor or master degree in the United States. And I just using this opportunity, just tell me how is the interaction with these students? Does it help you? Maybe you've asked their advice on some things that you were preparing during your application process or your research process. How important was that for you?
I did, yes, because I chose environmental engineering, and for now, it's not the most topic that is spoken about. Mostly now, the popular fields are, let's say, AI or computer science, computer engineering, and to have someone that will guide you in your field, in your interests, it's really hard. And I know maybe interns also were not that similar. They were not studying in the similar faculty, but they gave me insights not only in academic but also in real their real life, campus life, interaction with professors, and how they're managing their time while doing all of the tasks, being ready for the exams, especially. And that was the insight from them. Like, we are listening to the reality, how they try to operate their day. So that was really helpful. And also,
Great.
they helped us during the process of writing essays, especially. I had a lot of extracurriculars related to my field, so I asked a lot of advices that should I put it here or mention it in my essays, or even the chronology of the activities. It also really matters. So in that matter, they really helped me.
That's
And
very useful to know. Yeah, continue, please. Yeah.
uh, and you mentioned that they're also interns. I would say that
Mm-hmm.
communicating with them, it's much more easier sometimes, because we have that small age gap, and sometimes while you're talking to a person who is a little older than you, you may also think that, did I ask this question right? So there are some limitations, and you are not fully giving your attention to what you want to get from them. So I would say that that little age gap also was helpful, because we were communicating and we were understanding each other better.
That's good to know. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I really hope that this time you will succeed to be accepted. Just one more question,
Thank you.
by the way, about
Yeah,
that.
sure.
So you would just apply as a normal bachelor degree student. You wouldn't be a transfer student. You would just take it from the beginning, right?
Yes, from the scratch, like freshman. Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you so much, Amina.
Thank
I
you.
wish you so much luck with your application this year. Okay, so
Thank you
as
so
I've
much.
told you guys, our next alumna is Asliya from Tajikistan. Thank you, Asliya, for joining us today, and she will tell us about her experience being competitive college club student within Education USA Tajikistan. By the way, my colleague Anisa was her Education USA advisor, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you can also share maybe some more information here, Asliya. What are you currently doing? And the good thing about Asliya is that she's already studying at an US university, and she can share with us how participation within CCC helped her, and she can give us more feedback on how important was for her the advices she got from our colleague Anisa.
Yeah. So basically, College Preparation Club helped me to build my application because before attending college prep classes, I had very little information about application process to universities abroad. But as I became a part of College Preparation Club, we were taught starting from very basic things such as how to build a college list, what we should consider when choosing universities we want to apply to, ending with preparation to standardized tests such as SAT and TOEFL. We received guidance in every step when it came to filling CSS profile, which I found a very long process, but we had workshops with Miss Anisa where she would fill it in her own computer, and we would do the same in class. And I feel like it really reduced the anxiety of doing it by your own. Because you're also, as Miss Anisa said, College Preparation Club is not only about the content of the program itself, but also the environment, also the community that you become a part of. Seeing your peers who are so resilient, they put so much work and effort, and it really motivates you to do the same. So basically, yeah. And specifically, I wanted to mention I was really struggling with my personal statement. I had my first draft, but I didn't really like it, so I wanted to write a new one. But I was struggling with coming up with an idea. So I booked a one-on-one consultation with Miss Anisa, and together we brainstormed, and one of the ideas ended up being my personal statement topic. Yeah. And also, one of the things that I found amazing about this program was that as Tajik students in Central Asia, I believe a lot can relate. Our schools are not in English. That's why we don't have a lot of experience in academic writing. And one of the resources that I found really helpful as a college preparation club student was that we could always send our essays, our personal statements, supplementary essays to Education USA advisor, to Miss Anisa, and she would always give us feedbacks, advices, and I feel like it was very, very helpful for all of us.
For sure. Thank you so much. Okay, and the next question. So, as you are now studying already at NYU University, and you can give us more details maybe again on the program that you are studying at this moment. What motivated you to choose this university and studies in this particular country?
So basically, apart from very obvious qualities such as good financial aid, which I think is really important for Central Asians, I mean, for all students, international students, and high quality education as well. There were some interesting requirements that I found out when I was researching about NYUAD. One of them was J-term, January term, which was basically spending 2-3 weeks in one of the global sites or NYU campuses abroad, not in the UAE, to take one course. And also there are different study away opportunities in, again, different global sites of New York University, which I found really interesting because you have a lot of travel opportunities while still being a college student. And because like J-term, for instance, it's a university requirement, it's fully covered by the university.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you so much. And what was the biggest challenge for you adjusting to the life there? How is it on campus? How is it academically?
Well, I really loved campus. It's really beautiful. And also, like, we have a lot of resources, no matter whether you have challenges academically or personally. But for me, when I just arrived here, basically it's a totally new environment. And I was meeting a lot of new people. I'm still meeting a lot of new people, getting to know them, and basically every day meeting so many people from different countries. It's very interesting, but I feel like at some point it got a little overwhelming. But as time passes, I'm getting more used to it. But yes, again, we have a lot of resources for mental health, academics. In terms of academics, as I've mentioned, like before, I struggled at first a lot with writing because I don't have a lot of experience in academic writing, but I'm getting more used to it and I'm learning a lot. So yeah, these are the two challenges.
Okay, that's good to know, by the way. And what I wanted to also to double check is that in what grade have you actually applied for the CCC? What year were you, and for how long have you been in the CCC program?
Well, my journey in college preparation club is a little interesting because when I was in 8th grade, I applied for college preparation club because it's a very well-known program in my country. And I knew how amazing this program was, and I wanted to apply as early as I could. So I applied in my 8th grade, but because of my age, I became a part of early bird program. It was designed for students who got admitted, but they're a little younger. But because of my classes, I couldn't fully attend it. But then I reapplied when I was in 10th grade. And then I got accepted. And yes, so I did not have gap years. Right after 11th grade, I'm here.
So it was basically 1 or 2 years
Of what?
Of being in the program of the CPC. So for how long have you basically?
1.5. Yeah.
1.5. Okay, good. Actually, what was about my question is that you guys, if you are interested to apply for this program, you can apply when you are in your 9th grade, for example, and that would give you the possibility to be in the program for 3 years. And the good thing about that is that you can also prepare for the public speaking, for the academic writing, and for all the other skills, all the other soft skills that the program would definitely give to you. So as Asya said, 1.5 year, I think it was already sufficient for you because you've got accepted to one of the best universities. But for sure, for any student, for any level of English or for any level or speaking of writing, that would be difficult at first to adjust to the academic life. So I'm more than sure that with the time, anyone would adjust to that. Thank you so much, Aslia, for sharing your experience with us. We still have questions from our audience, and I would love to have here Anisa answering them because I see an increased interest from our students. Thank you, Aslia. I wish you good luck with your studies. I hope that you will succeed to get another level and to get maybe your postgraduate degree also. And good job, Anisa, with preparing such brilliant students. I'm very proud that we have so wonderful colleagues that are so inspirational for our students. Okay, so I will put the questions that you guys addressed to us during this live. So one of the first question comes from Ksenia. Very interesting. Hi, Anisa. Do you have website about cohorts where parents can read information about the program? Anisa, can you hear us? I'm not sure if the sound is good. Ksenia, I can also maybe answer to this question until my colleague Anisa will be able to answer the rest of them. So definitely all this information will appear on our website, on the Education USA virtual website, and also on the website of the Education USA Center where you are situated at this moment. So I highly encourage you to follow up our social media, as Anisa mentioned last time. We will send you newsletters. We'll make sure to post a lot of information about when those applications will be launched. And Anisa already, I think, gave a hint about the approximate date when this will start. So it's We suppose that this will be on 10th of January next year, but we will keep informing you with more information. The next question from Ksenia is if she needs to provide parents' consent in case if she wants to participate in this program. Definitely, we need the consent from your parent if you are under 18. So this is very important for us. And all this information will be somehow automatized because we will use a system that will allow us and will allow your parent to do that automatically and to sign up for this. So also the EducationUSA advisor in the region will be also able to offer you more information on that. I can see Anisa also here. So if you want to add here, Anisa, more information about the consent form.
Okay. So if your child is under 18, then yes, you would need to provide a consent for them to participate in the program, but this issue will be raised only if he has passed, right, as a finalist. As mentioned earlier, programs are free of charge. Thus, we have a lot of applicants in every country. That's why you probably won't need to do that in the process of application, but if he or she is selected, then definitely. If he is under 18, we would need your consent.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Then, next question. How much time do we need to spend on these meetings every week? I suppose the person meant the competitive college club session.
So it really depends on country to country. But in average, if we talk about all the countries, around 3 hours to participate in sessions and maybe 1 or 2 hours to do homework.
Perfect. Next question. Meetings only online or can we meet in person?
I meant undergraduate programs, but I think every program. So yeah, expect around 3 hours.
Okay. Anisa, can you hear us? Sure. So the meetings can be at this moment only online, and there are some centers where the meetings would be also in person, but those would be announced by your EducationUSA advisors because those would be the primary persons who would organize those meetings. And yes, they would just have to give you more information at the center specifically. Then the next question is from Karin. In Estonia, is there a CCC Congress or can Estonians join a Congress in Finland or Latvia, Lithuania? I will add here Anisa. Anisa, I don't know if I can hear you here. Can you unmute your mic maybe? Okay. Not sure if... very sorry, guys, about this. So yes, for sure you can join the CCC Congress in Estonia, and you can go to the EducationUSA Center. We also have CCC in Latvia and in Lithuania, but you just need to find out about your eligibility with the nearest EducationUSA Center to your region. Then another question from Adam. We don't have to pay anything for this. Yes, all the programs are for free. All the EducationUSA cohort programs are for free. The next question from Raphael. Hello, please, can you provide information? What's the average number of people per spot at CCC? So there is not a number of people that are selected on spot. I'm not really sure if we can try once again to add Anisa. Anisa, can you hear us? Not sure about that. So there is not a number of people that we are allowing for every spot. So we are selecting, and we don't have a maximum number of people who would join, a cohort of CCC or of CCC Congress. So if the student is sufficiently talented, motivated, and he is willing to study in the US, then definitely he can count on his place. You would definitely find out more information closer to the date when we will announce the start of the application process. What are the eligibility requirements and what you need to do for the application? And normally that's an essay that you need to do. Normally also sending the transcript. So those conditions will be listed in the application process, so you can say you will be able to see what are the requirements. But there is not such a thing as a number of people per spot. Good. The next question: are the TOEFL exams fees included, or do we need to pay for them ourselves? So normally we don't pay your TOEFL exam, and depending on the type of program, if we are saying here the opportunity funds programs, which means that you need to be a part and you would need to join a specific cohort in your country, being, for example, a CCC member in your country, you would be able to join the opportunity funds, also depending on the country, because not all the countries in the Eurasia region are eligible for the opportunity funds. So there you can definitely count on having your exam paid, but also there are some eligibility requirements, and you need to check that with your Education USA advisors. Other than that, we might have some vouchers maybe sometimes for specific standardized tests. So we can maybe give you more advice on that in case if you are being a part of our cohorts. So if you are a CCC student and you maybe want a discount for a specific test, because we might have that sometimes, for example, with Duolingo or with some other standardized test, we might help you with this, but not paying the test fully. I'm just trying to try once again with Anisa. I don't know, Anisa, if you are able to say something here. I'm not sure if she can hear us. But I think I've answered your question, Ksenia. If you want more details on that, you can write us an email or you can contact your Education USA advisor. A question for Amina, by the way, here, but I think she answered here, but I will add her here so she can answer herself. Amina, do you study in USA? At what university? What are your achievements at the school or other stands? So I think you already said about that in the comment section, but if you want shortly answer this one, Amina.
Yeah, sure. So I'm studying here actually this year. I'm studying as a region, and I'm planning to apply this year to US universities. And about the voucher, actually, we had IELTS classes, special for CC students in our country, and to support your review, I got a voucher, and they gave me a free ticket for IELTS, and I just took exam on October. So if you are being active even in your C group, and you are being an outstanding part of the program, they have a lot of offers for you. So there is like no disadvantage of being active, so be as much as possible. And for the achievements, actually I started from the 7th grade, and I was interested in, as I wrote there, in environment and robotics. And I wanted to mention something, maybe it can sound basic and simple, but I really advise you to choose extracurriculars related to the field of your interest. So most of the times people are going, let's say, if you don't want to be an athlete, or maybe that's just an example, if you want to be an engineer, let's say, going, for example, having music classes or going to ballet, for example, and showing it as your, let's say, foremost extracurricular, it's not that much impressive, and admissions officers, they may be impressed about that maybe how good you are, you won national, international competitions, but it's not, I think that they want to see more what you have done in your field, as I experienced last year from my applications. So there are some extracurriculars that are related to your field, and there are some extracurriculars that are related to your hobbies. So there are two different things, and my advice will be that not not just mixing up everything, because it will take a lot of energy and time. So focusing on specific things can increase your potential to be accepted. So yeah.
I totally agree. And what I would like also to highlight here is that it's not super important to have an impressive number of extracurricular activities. It's important to have quality extracurricular activities, and we have a lot of webinars about that, guys. And you can rewatch those, and you can get inspired by them. But my advice as an Education USA advisor, as I've said, it's not the quantity, it's the quality of them. And even though you would just have an extracurricular activity that would not be related specifically to your major or to your program, if, for example, you are studying social and you are studying engineering, or you are studying some STEM, and you would do, as Anisa said, ballet, or you would do dances, that's not a bad thing, actually, because that means that maybe at the campus that you were going to be accepted at that university, at your best fit university, you would have the opportunity to participate maybe in that club and to join that club. And that would give them, the perception that you would be an active member and an active participant of that club specifically, and that you are having more interests than just, being super academical. And, that gives the personality sense of the applicant. Good. Thank you so much for the answer. Here is another question from Karine that she would like to ask you about how come your English is so excellent. Also, you have an American accent, I would say. And I think you've already listed some sources in the comment section, but if you want just to be...
I did. I just wanted to add something for, as I mentioned there, it started at Brook American Center. As I mentioned also while speech, we had a lot of native speakers there, so we always got a chance to speak to them, and it really improved my English. And also besides that, we had programs for 2 or 3 months in different categories, for example, related to STEM, or some organizational skills like volunteering there. And also we had a program related to academic writing. And if you have that kind of programs in your country provided by the Education USA, they also really helped me during the application process, because I wrote I compared my previous essays with the ones that I wrote after attending that course, and I saw the real improvement, because now it sounded really more academic and the grammar was really much better. I'm not saying that spelling mistakes or just writing words not correctly, even the structure of the sentence, like how complex is it, or complexity or simplicity in the case, it depends, of course, but even that type of structure can be impressive. So if you have that kind of offers related to that, let's say conversation clubs or academic writing programs, that's really good thing to join.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amina, for the great tips. I just want to add here shortly that even though you wouldn't have a great English level at this moment, you are able to join also the pre-CCC for sure. If you are, you have the eligibility age there thing. If you are in your 7th or 8th grade, you can join definitely the pre-CCC, and then you can join the CCC when you are in your 9th grade, and that would highly increase your English proficiency level. And practice, that's, I think, one of the best tips that Amina, she gave. Participating in a lot of activities that would increase your English level definitely would help you. Okay, thank you so much to everyone that have participated. Thank you, Amina. Thank you, Anisa and Aslia, for joining us today. Thank you, Anisa, for such a great presentation. It's not an issue with an internet connection, because that can happen. That's real life, guys. So I think you would be understanding about this. If you will have questions, if you are excited about participating in our Education USA cohorts, please send us an email or reach out to your Education USA Center. I'm more than sure they will offer you more details there. We have very experienced Education USA advisor, and they will help you. And you saw here today examples. Thank you very much for being with us today. I wish you good luck with your application. Good luck with your application, Amina. And thank you so much for the wonderful tips and advices. Have a great day, everyone.